Hey, Pastor Josh here. We're reading Genesis chapter 17, verses 23 through 27, and what we will see in this reading is immediate obedience by Abraham. Immediate obedience to something that was very uncomfortable for him to do, but yet he immediately did it. So let's get into our reading. See how we can apply that to our own lives today. Then Abraham took Ishmael his son and all those born in his house or bought with his money, every male among the men of Abraham's household, and he circumcised the flesh of their foreskins that very day, as God had said to him. That very day, an example to follow. God, in the previous readings, we saw that God told Abraham that the mark of his covenant with Abraham and with his children afterward would be the mark of circumcision. That would be the mark that the Israelites would hold throughout the Old Testament, even into the New Testament. And it was that very day, as soon as Abraham heard the command, as soon as he heard what the sign of the covenant was going to be between him and God, he obeyed. And I think we can all agree that that would be a very difficult thing for Abraham to do, and yet he did it immediately, that very day. He didn't go home and think about it. He didn't go home and say, I don't know, it seems to be a little too much, it might be painful. He says, I'm supposed to do it to everybody. It says he did it that very day, as God had said to him. Abraham was 99 years old when he did that, when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. And Ishmael his son was 13 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. Again, that very day, immediate obedience we see from Abraham, the one who has given us that example of faith. Obeyed the Lord immediately and was circumcised. Abraham and his son Ishmael were circumcised, that all the men of his house, those born in the house and those bought with money from a foreigner, were circumcised with him. Of course, remember that the mark on us now as New Testament Christians is baptism. The mark of the Old Testament saints was circumcision. Now we, the ultimate sign of our salvation, of the fact that we have been saved by Jesus Christ, is the mark of baptism and the Lord's Supper. We see Abraham obeying immediately, and now we need to ask ourselves, are we willing to obey immediately to the things that God has asked us to do? I pray that's been a blessing to you, and I'll see you in the next video.